In this video, we'll show you how to change the front brake hose on your Chevy Silverado. You can find it on CarParts.com via the link in the description. For safety reasons, we strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Chevy Silverado safely. Open the brake fluid reservoir. Place a container to collect the fluid under the caliper, since the brake fluid may leak out. It's common for the components being removed to be seized up, so don't hesitate to brush them and to use penetrating oil to make removal easier. Using a ratchet and an 11mm socket, unscrew the Banjo bolt connecting the hose to the caliper. Then remove it. Remove the old copper gasket from the Banjo bolt. Here's a tip. You can limit brake fluid leakage during this operation by plugging both sides of the Banjo bolt with Banjo shutter pliers. You can also screw the Banjo bolt back on the caliper. Using a fork, unclip the ABS sensor cable retaining clip located under the control arm. Using a ratchet and a 10mm socket, unscrew the bolt holding the ABS sensor cable and brake hose clamp. Then shift the clamp. Using a wire brush, brush the metal hose connection of the brake hose and spray it with penetrating oil. Using a 13mm open ring wrench, undo the metal hose connector from the brake hose while it is still on its support. Use a 16mm wrench to keep the brake hose from rotating. Then, using pliers, remove the brake hose retaining clip. Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. For great content, our best price, and fast shipping, download the CarParts.com app now. Finish unscrewing the hose. You can now remove the hose. Plug the metal hose connector with stopper pliers. You can order the brake hoses used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take the new brake hose. Plug the brake hose connector with stopper pliers. Remove the shutter pliers from the metal connector. Then insert the brake hose from its upper part. Screw the metal hose connector back on part way. Then use the wrench to screw it back in until it makes contact. Then put the retaining clip back in. You can use a hammer to help you. You can now finish tightening the metal hose connector. Screw the brake hose mounting bracket back on. Replace the ABS sensor cable in its slot. You can now clean the junction between the metal connector and the brake hose with brake cleaner to remove the brake fluid, which can be corrosive. Then scrub with fine sandpaper. Get the new seals and the Banjo bolt. Put a seal on the Banjo bolt and install the assembly on the hose. Remove the shutter pliers from the hose. Then put the second seal on the Banjo bolt. Screw the Banjo bolt that connects the brake hose to the caliper back in until it makes contact. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. When replacing a brake hose, you need to bleed the brake fluid system to remove air from the system. To do this, we suggest watching our video, How to Bleed the Brake Fluid System Chevy Silverado. After bleeding, remember to clean the caliper disc assembly with brake cleaner. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put the car back on the ground and block the wheels properly. Don't forget to screw the brake fluid cap back on before starting the car. Operation complete.
Quality parts, priced right, CarParts.com.